Hello and welcome to the 26th tutorial on how to program in Gscript2. And in this tutorial I want to show you how to use a pretty important thing in Gscript2 called public. And I'll explain what that does when we get to it. The first thing I want to do is create an NPC. Let's open up this NPC here. You can just ignore these two at the bottom. Okay. First let's add client side and add function on created. As soon as the NPC is created, let's set image button up.png. Let's make a new function called function on action left mouse. Now, what on function left mouse does is if you left click the NPC, then whatever's in these brackets will run. You can also replace this with on action right mouse, and it'll do the same thing but with the right mouse button. Let's keep it at left, and in here let's add show text, which is very similar to show image. And we'll put 200, which is the index, same thing as show image. If it's under 200, it appears for everyone. If it's over, it appears for just you. And we'll put this dot x, comma this dot y. Next, what we have to put is the font we want to use. Let's just put in Times New Roman Baltic. You can look at all of your fonts that Grawl has. If you go to options, going to general, I think, one of these, and one of them, oh, here it is, font. Well, here you can see all the fonts that Grawl has. I'm using Times New Roman Baltic. Anyway, let's just close that and open up this again. Oops. Okay, so what we want to do is put this font here, put comma, then null. This part isn't very important right now. This little parameter, it's not very important. Then what we're going to put is some text that we want, like hi. Then end the brackets, put dot layer is equal to 4. Yeah, showing text in Gscript2 isn't very easy. Showing text anywhere you want, I mean. The index, the x, the y, the font, this part's not very important. But you can, I'm not sure what it does when I replace it with something like CB. I've seen this on the forums before. I'm not sure what it does. But we can just put null here, and the font, and then layers equal to 4. What this dot layer equals to 4 does is it makes it so that you can actually see the show text. I'm pretty sure the layer has to do with what is above, what images are above other images and something like that. But we could just leave it at 4. That's what I recommend. Anyway, let's close this, save it, and I'll upload the level. I'm just gonna straighten that out. Upload testing, and we can see a button here. It was made by David K, by the way. And if we click it with the left mouse, it'll say hi here at the top left of the screen screen. You may be wondering, we put this dot x and this dot y. Why is it not showing the text over the NPC? Well, show text is a special little function where any kind of x coordinate or y coordinate has to do with pixels. For example, this dot x and this dot y, what tile is this on? Maybe 8, 10. Well, it'll put it at the 8th pixel and down 8 pixels. So what we want to do is put times 16, which is how many pixels are in a tile, times 16, and that will make the show text appear over the NPC. Save that, and I'll upload. I click it and it'll appear over NPC. Uh, there is a way to make it so that it appears based on the tile number, but let's not get into that now because it has to do with image manipulation, because show text is technically an image. Anyway, after this, let's add set image button down.png, so it'll change the image as soon as we click it. Then it'll sleep 2 seconds. Then we'll just copy paste this here, and over here where it says stuff, we'll just put blank it out so the text will just disappear. And here we'll put it back to button up.png. So if we close this, save, then I upload. When we click the NPC, as you can see, the NPC image changes, then it pops back up. We click it, it says hi, pops down, pops up. Both of the images were made by David K, like I said. Now let's say we want to not have to put show text whenever we want to say, whenever we want to say hi or something. We want it to be in a different, we just want to put a little command and it'll do it for us. Well, there's a way to do that. First, let's change this to something like quest completed. So as soon as you click the button, it'll complete your certain quest or whatever you're wanting to do. Then I'll close this, bring this down, and I'll open up some weapons. Just straighten this out. Now, both of these weapons I already have added to myself, and we're going to use, well, we don't need both of them, but let's just use this one. And we're going to use this weapon to show quest completed whenever we run a certain command in any NPC or any weapon. To do this, let's put client side, then put public, which is the new command I was talking about. Public, where should we put? On, no. Let's make up our own function. Function on quest completed. Brackets, parentheses. Now, this function doesn't really do anything because it's not a function that's built in. It's our own function. And what public does is it allows this function to be accessed by any other weapon and any NPC that we want. And to do that is, I'll show you in a second. Let's put in something like, I'll just copy the show text from the NPC and put it here so that as soon as I can call this function and it'll say this. Also, let's replace this.x because, weapons don't have a this.x. We'll replace it with mouse.x and then mouse.y. So whenever we click the NPC, it'll just, the text will appear on our mouse. Now, alone, this weapon isn't going to do anything. But if we want to access this function, here's what we have to do. We have to go into the NPC, or whatever weapon we want to use, and we have to add, well, first I want to take out this show text. We don't need that here. And we'll add, find weapon, brackets, the name of the weapon, and my name of my weapon is, one second, ZM_test1. ZM_test1. Next, we end the bracket, then put dot, because we're gonna put the name of the function, which is on quest completed. At least I think it is. Yeah, it is. Next, we're gonna end it with some brackets here, and that's it. This is going to be used to enter a function from a different weapon. Keep in mind that public needs to be here, or else this function will not be found because, it's not able to be accessed by other weapons. So we put this here, we close it. Oh, we might want to get this out too. Close this. And here, let's put sleep 2, and then put show image again, so we can, erase the old show image. And we'll just blank this out right here. We click apply, and I'll just lower this here. I'm going to save this level and upload it. So let's see if that works. It says quest completed, but not on our mouse. Wonder why. Let's replace this with, take out the dot maybe. Yeah, there. We don't need the dot with mouse X. So yeah, as you can see, in this NPC, there is no command called show text. There's nothing. There's only find weapon and then on quest completed. Show, that is a function. Then in the weapon, ZM test 1, we can just close this. ZM test 1, we have a public function under the name of on quest completed, which we're going toward. And in this function, we're putting show text, which is making the text appear, waiting 2 seconds, and putting show text again to make it disappear. So this is how you use function. You can use function to call any kind of weapon from any other weapon or any other NPC. It's pretty flexible this way. You keep in mind that the player must have this weapon attached to them if it's going to be used. If this weapon were not attached to me, like it was off of me, then you could not use this special little find weapon thing here. Anyway, that's the end of this tutorial, and I hope you understand how to use public along with this new function called onActionLeftMouse. And I'll see you next time.